Hiya, it's Jason from Jason's Jungle. Today I'm going to be dividing strawberries that don't have runners and potting up my sweet potatoes. You know what it's like. You decide you're not going to buy anything. There's certain things you're not going to grow. You never want to grow them again because you've never had success with them. But then a deal comes through and the impulse buy. Well, these are my sweet potatoes. I've never had success getting sweet potatoes off them, but they do grow. So I thought this year I'll be eating the tops. I've got two types here. A Ratto Violet, which is a purple skin sweet potato, and a Ratto Gusto, which I think is the orange skinned. Like I said, I seriously doubt I'll get any potatoes off them, but these tops are edible. So once they're grown a bit, you pinch the tips out. That encourages side growth. You keep pinching out those and you get more side growth, and you cook it like you do turnip tops or spinach or something like that. And well, that's one crop I'll be getting off them this year, hopefully. If I'm lucky, I might get a couple of sweet tatties off of it, but I'm not putting any hopes on that. I've got space for 4 pots in the greenhouse. So what I'm going to do, I've got the 2 varieties, 5 of each, so I'll have 3 in one, plants in one, and 2 plants in another of each variety. When they came, I potted them into, this a little bit dry at the top but nice and moist at the bottom. I potted them into these containers. Now you can see what the roots have done. These containers are pretty good. They're container wise, and they're pretty good at making sure the roots don't get too wrapped up in a ball. They come down to a point at the bottom. I just fluff this up a bit, make the hole, put these into it, and these will be given a good soak and put onto the irrigation. So these have been sitting on capillary matting, so it's nice and moist underneath with a bit of dryness at the top. But a nice developed root system. No potatoes of course, but so I'll stick 3 of these in here. This is the purple one. And that leaves 2 purple ones for another pot. Not sorry for this one. This is just regular compost, a bit of stuff mixed in. Bloodfish and bone and stuff gets added to them, but they'll be fed from the irrigation system. See how easy it is to poke things out of these pots. You see nice large holes at the bottom to get your finger up. And all the plastic, they will last a lot longer than the flimsies I always used to use. And this one's 15 deep. Great for putting on squashes, pumpkins, things like that. Sweet potatoes, sweet corn, even beans. So as I said, these will go into the greenhouse. I'll give them a good watering and I'll hook them up to my irrigation system, and we'll just see how they go and harvest the leaves as they're growing. Oh, it's far too hot in the polytunnel, so I'm sitting outside in the sun doing a bit of potting up. This is a strawberry called Delays. It's a day neutral strawberry, which means that once it starts flowering and producing fruit, it continues until the frost hit. Unfortunately, it's not supposed to put many runners out, which means propagating can be a bit tricky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try splitting this plant up into multiple plants and propagate that way. So let's give that a go. I've given it a good soak, so what I now need to do is to start trying to tease out these roots, because I think I'd be able to split this down into several plants. So I'll just get a bowl of water. Let's see if I can wash them off. I'll just wear a bowl of water. Let's fill that back up. I'm just trying to take all the muck off. I am going to have to tear through these roots, because it looks like I can make several little plantlets out of this, but I can't do it gently. I'm going to have to be a bit rough with it, so I'm trying to get as much of the soil off as I can, which with these roots isn't coming off, so I'm going to have to come in and force my way in. Now if I just bring it over to the camera, if we look in here, you can see all these little bits of the crown. Now I'm going to try and separate these off into their own individual plants and grow them on in pots. Okay, so I'm just going to find something to cut it with. Got my secateurs. Now what I'll do is I'll remove off all the, well, I've removed most of them, but any flowers that it has, because I don't want them to flower just yet. I want to split it up to get plants out of them. And I will try to cut through the crown. I'm going to be quite brutal with this, and I'll give them a haircut later on. And I do want to try and keep as much roots as possible, but I am going to have to pull quite a few of them off. So here we've got, you see, one crown there, but I can take these and I think I can cut them open, and as long as I get some of the root segment with them, I should be able to grow them on. I'm going to cut a lot of this root off. Don't want to do it, but it's just one complete mass that I can't get through. And I will be cutting back the leaves so that there's just the new growth ready to go. So now cut them off or trying to snap them off, which is going to be best. I'll try snapping the first couple off. Okay, well that's got a little bit of root on it, but very little. But it might take, I'll be cutting down so that then you've got the new growth in here, and I'll be cutting this old growth off. But I'm going to try to leave a bit more root on the rest of them. So 8 plants, we'll see how many of them come. So what I'll do is I'll plant up, fill this up with compost. Okay, now that's 6 of these planted up. I've got 2 that I'm doing more, and I've also got another plant that I'm going to split up. So I'll get on with that and I'll show you the amount that I get out of 2 of these little plants. Ooh, lovely. Okay, so I've got 17 plants out of those 2 plants that I had. Now even if only half of them come, There's still going to be 8 plants, which is a lot more than I had. Because day neutral varieties are quite uncommon at the minute, they're hard to get hold of, which is why I only had 2. And as they don't do as many runners to propagate, I had to split them up. So next year I should have nice long harvest starting in June and going through till October. And I reckon if I put some of these in the greenhouse, because they, as soon as the temperature rather than day length, I might get an early and a later crop. So it might be that I can go from, say, May through to November. But I've got to get these surviving first. So I'll pop these onto the shelf in the polytunnel, give them a good soaking, and just leave them there to recover and grow. See you later. Okay, so if you found them interesting, remember to subscribe, like and comment, and I'll see you on my next video.